Hey everyone, thanks for dropping by that 70's channel, where we think we talk and discuss and discover all things 70's, all things about being in your 70's and beyond. My name is Jeannie. I'm 78 years old. I'll be 79 in a couple of months, and you know that's pretty close to 80. A lot of things have changed for me since entering this particular last quarter, and I think if you have found that you'll find this channel interesting. Well, what I want to talk about today is, have you ever found that you have a friend, or it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, it could be a boss, co-worker, that when you met them, there was seemed a great rapport, a lot of fun, and you hit it off and you had fun and you laughed. You seemed like you were just really great friends, and so things evolved and you started going places and doing things, and you let them into your life. And of all the things that you had done in your life, this person recognized them and kind of gave you some, what is that word that I want? Some confirmation, yes, that you were actually a real fine, okay person, which is what we all want to know about ourselves. And then one day, something was said. She said something, or he said something, and you felt your heart, because you had been very open. Now this was a good thing. This was a relationship that was mutual, and it felt good. Well, what happened? She said something that was so hurtful, and your heart just flops to your core, and from you this effulgence of energy, of hurt and betrayal and misunderstanding and upsettingness is just like a big cloud. But you can't pay any attention to that, so you go ahead and you struggle through that with a smile and act as if and pretend that it didn't happen. You don't want that to have happened. That was far too hurtful. And the friendship was so great. So we're going to let that go. And so finally that feeling begins to subside, and you forget all about it, and you're out doing this fun stuff again, and everything is going well, and you're having dinner out, and you traveled a little ways and to go there, and everything was fine. And then again, boom, there it goes again. Your heart just sunk. Well, what happens? The big cloud, this cloud of energy that comes out, and it literally engulfs you, and probably no one else even notices. Maybe they do. I don't know about that. I haven't even thought about that, but it certainly engulfs her and you do your best to ignore it, to pretend to yourself that she didn't mean it, that wasn't anything. And you start struggling. You get that settled down. It may take a day or two. And then you see her, and she's so lovely to you, you can't help but get back into it again. And then it happens again. Well, let me tell you, and it's not the first time. It's the first time I saw what was happening. I'm sure I've had experiences in the past where I just kept on denying that there was something weird going on. because I got a lot out of the other part of the relationship, right? So this time I went home, and as a matter of fact, I just turned away and started walking away from her because I really was flabbergasted. I didn't know what to say. But I did know that something was definitely going on big time in my heart. So I just walked away. I started for home. And I thought to myself when I got home, I said, what is happening? How could a person, it's not my mother, it's not my husband, it's not a close relative, it's not my boss, why is this affecting me like this? Now this was a key. Because I asked myself, what was going on? This is ridiculous. Okay, now I was late noticing. But some people go through their whole lives allowing people to treat them this way. And they never, ever say a word. Because it's like, surely they didn't just do that. Or, I'll change them. They won't ever treat me. You know, whatever you do to cope with it. But so, I began to, when we ask questions in this universe, we get answers. If we sincerely want to know, I'm like, what is happening? This is just not right. I should never feel like this over something so ridiculous. How could somebody say that to me? That is so cruel and so uncalled for that it bears some study. Really, it does. And so I started thinking about it. Well, I had seen some videos on about how the narcissist will come into your life and be there until you learn and understand that this pattern in you has to be changed. Now, this is not about getting them to change at all. So it's a very manipulative thing, but it is a game. So I started seeing, I could tell now, I knew when she was going to strike. Oh, I knew now. I knew. And once in a while she would catch me. Well, I remember one time she caught me again. She came in all love bombing me and everything, and I was like, okay, I didn't even think she's not okay. I just didn't see it coming because I was right back in. Because it's a habitual problem and habit. And so she did her thing, and I fell a little bit. And then I said, wait a minute, pull that back. She did not hurt you. You allowed her to do something to get what she likes out of this. And so I said, aha, she got me. She almost got me, but she didn't get me because I know now. And it was comical. I thought it was hilarious because now something so serious had changed into this interesting strategy and game type of situation. It was like a chess game or something. So anyway, this kind of went on, and I practiced and I worked through things like this with her, which was, as they say, a narcissist coming in is kind of a blessing because it teaches you a lot of things. So I began to see her coming, and I knew when she was going to strike. I called it strike because it was kind of like a little boom in your heart, I used to call it throwing a dagger, or one of those things that they used to throw in the Viking days, that would just like that. And so then I started knowing how to dodge that. It was really a great little game. And you know what? She gave up on me. She didn't want to play with me anymore. I don't think it's conscious. I don't think she sits around thinking about it. I think she's been doing it so long, it's just absolute automatic habit with her. So that's fine. But anyway, what I'm wanting to say to you about this today is that you do not have to put up with being such a little sappy wimp that these people can do this to you, okay? I want you to know, when I mentioned this effulgence of energy, it is a real thing, and they want it. And they, I hate to say this, but they thrive on that. I have many friends for many years that would never do that. So this is something different, okay? So I'm not condoning what she does, but I'm not begrudging it either, because I don't care. I'm here to learn how to handle myself and to be an inspiration to others. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. I hope it helps. I'm not going to go into it any farther than that. I think you got the picture. I love all of you. Please tune back in and watch for my videos. That 70's channel, all about being 70 and beyond. And I will see you in my next video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, everyone, I just wanted to add something to that. Sometimes when you watch your video back, you go, oh, I should have said this. I do want to say something about this. You may be accused of being too sensitive. And I've always been accused of being too sensitive. Not anymore, because I've learned. But when you're young and you expect people to be like you, you're like, if someone comes up and acts genuinely interested in you, and because you're genuinely interested in them, and you take them at face value. This person really is, and then they hit you with something like that. It's kind of shocking, and it's very unexpected. So some of you are rough, tough, and hard to bluff, and that is awesome. But some people are not. And this message is for those who have been caught off guard with someone like that in their life a couple of times, and maybe for their entire life. And that is what this message is about. So I just wanted to clarify that. If you're being called too sensitive, take a look at that too, because sometimes you're not being too sensitive. You're picking up on something that is being directed at you that is very unnecessary, and it's meaningless, and you cannot believe it. So that's what I wanted to say. All right, tune in to my next video. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.